The more we're out there in the marketplace, the more we realize that we need to upgrade the skills of the community. If you don't learn something, it's very difficult to be in demand. If you're skilled, everybody wants to hire you. Project Quest has been at the forefront of providing in-depth care, in-depth training for the community at large, who otherwise would stay in the position that they're in right now, and if they're underemployed, that is their destiny.
I'm passionate about Quest and the work that they do because it gives individuals an opportunity to reach their potential. We saw that it made a difference in the lives of the people that they worked with. They provided not just an education and not just job placement, but all around services that the families needed: child care, assistance with other nonprofits and social services, by collaborating with others who have the same mission, the same values, and the same goal.
Quest has really come a long way since its inception. And so going forth, we thought, let's give these individuals another opportunity outside the healthcare industry. So we've done a good job there. Is there other branches or other opportunities within San Antonio? And so we're able to establish a fantastic relationship with Rackspace. Then you have organizations like Toyota that have also gotten interested as a result of that one initial meeting. So not only are we helping industry and the business community within San Antonio to grow and to expand here in our community, but we're also giving these individuals, our students within Quest, the opportunity to do better for themselves and their families and help to break this cycle of poverty.
It's those things that you can't plan for. It's those things that come out of nowhere, like a sick family member, like my mother, coming to me so many years back saying, "Hey, I have cancer."
I had to divorce due to an abusive relationship. I was left to raise my 2 children on my own. We lived in a 2-car garage that was converted over to a 1-bedroom apartment while I was holding my full-time job and working, going to school part-time. I was struggling. I struggled to make ends meet.
The teaching salary just wasn't really going to meet the needs of my family. We were financially solvent, I guess, but it was more of a hand-to-mouth. You get this money and then it comes in and it goes out. And looking ahead, I thought this is not going to work for us. I had to explore different options and think, well, what else can I do?
These are the things that you can't foresee that happen in your life. These are the things that test your mettle. And your response to those things are tell the tale of who you are. That my mother had ended up telling me that she was diagnosed with cancer, and she went through some pretty aggressive chemotherapy and treatment for that, and so she lost her job because of it. She could no longer live her life the way she had been, so somebody had to stand up and take the brunt of the situation, So I went and got a second job and was still trying to maintain a full-time status as a student at school, and something had to give. So I had to let school go and try to excel as much as I could in the jobs that I had. Those are more jobs of obligation, things that you need to do because there are certain things in life that have to function no matter what else happens.
I didn't want to stay where I was. I wanted to grow. I wanted to learn different things. I like to be creative in what I do. And being in the pharmacy, it provided that for a little while, but it wasn't something that I'd like to spend the rest of my life doing.
I started thinking about different careers, and I looked at IT here in San Antonio. There's a pretty prominent company named Rackspace. I found out about the Open Cloud Academy, and basically you could go from zero to knowing the Linux operating system and possibly get a job at Rackspace. And was really excited thinking, this is my answer. But there was one catch. There was a fee that went along with the Open Cloud Academy, and I knew I could pay for about half of it, but there was nothing else I could do for the other amount of money.
My girl Ava, she was born somewhat ill. She was in the NICU for about 9 days. I met some really incredible people that just so happened to be nurses. And I just remember I took all that in and walked over to my wife and I said, hey, you know what? I think I'm doing the wrong thing. I think this is what I should be doing. So once I was involved in nursing school, I had to start trying to figure out other avenues to keep this, this particular ambition alive.
Project Quest was mentioned to me through a mutual person that I worked with at University Health System.
And they said that this was a group here in San Antonio that was willing to assist students that didn't have enough funds for the program. And my eyes sort of lit up as they discussed it. And I realized, oh my gosh, this is actually possible.
I saw the chance to go back to school, and being an RN was going to give me all that I wanted, a stepping stone to move forward, to help people, to move up in the world.
When I heard back from Project Quest saying that, okay, my application was accepted and they would be funding the rest of the portion that I needed to attend Open Cloud Academy, I realized that it was possible that I was going to attend, and the future that I saw for my family was going to be realized.
The most immediate thing Project Quest did for me was obviously provide a financial door for me and assisting me to help continue. The most important thing they did for me was that they offered a lot of mental support. If I was having a bad day, they were there for me to say, hey, Andy, look at how far you've come, look at where you're at, look at the path you've taken now.
There is no level of question that's out of bounds. There definitely takes a certain amount of humility to kind of come to someone and say, hey, I need this and I can't do this right now. Project Quest was there to make it happen, to open this door and make this possible to where I could actually change my life. Getting that phone call was the final, you're in, you got the job and this is it. And it was such a sigh of relief to know that we were able to make a transition to where we could buy a house and have a different level of stability that we hadn't achieved before.
Project Quest has helped me to overcome all the obstacles that were in my path. The odds were against me at one time because I was divorced. I was a single parent, and I was the first to graduate with an associate's degree. It has impacted my children because in their eyes, school doesn't end after a high school. They are looking forward to going to college and to being just like mom. I have impacted them.
The stronger your community, the more successful individuals you can help raise, no matter what the age. Even if you can't do it yourself personally, you need to be able to recognize those organizations that can. And Project Quest is able to. The track record that they have, sustains that fact.
I think that at Project Quest, there really is something for each one of us. If we have jobs to offer, that's wonderful. If we have financial resources to commit, they need us. And if we're individuals looking for jobs or know people who are in jobs that are below where they need to be, there's an opportunity there. So it really is an organization where we all can participate, we all can do something very meaningful, and we can feel very good about it.
The business community, in particular, should have a very, very large commitment for Project Quest, because the trainees that come out of Quest are people who are going to go into the community and be a contributing member of our society.
Quest is extremely relevant for San Antonio's future. It's going to be integral in helping to develop San Antonio's economic development base over time. I think the industries that Quest is involved with at this point are only going to grow. The companies that are interested in creating specific programs with Quest are only going to expand. One day, potentially aerospace, one day, potentially construction, one day, a host of other different industries that are growing within San Antonio. And I believe that there's a lot more room for their growth potential going forward as well.